Only You. 90s, 2000s rom-coms. Calm down, I'm not gonna move around as much on this one. Mostly because my phone's about to die. I have to stay tethered to the power. But we continue. Starring Academy Award winner Marissa Tomei. Playing our main female protagonist, a history teacher named Faith. Academy Award winner Robert Downey Jr. Playing a guy with just the most on-the-nose name possible, Mr. Peter Wright. Saturn Award winner Bonnie Hunt, in her standard issue role in most of these 90s, 2000s movies as the female best friend, Screen Actor Guild Award nominee, and in my humblest of opinions should have won plenty of awards for his role in The Phantom, Billy Zane, and also Fisher Stevens as Larry. We'll get to that. And as with all good stories, this one starts at the very beginning. We are ricocheted into the past to observe a young Faith, Kate, and Larry gathered around a Ouija board. That's right. This movie avoids that awkward exposition dump where a character walks into the room and greets whoever's in there by giving setting information as well as their relationship to the main character. Come on, sis, we're gonna be late for the bus on our first day of school. A flashback as an intro is always appreciated, and they really maximize this. It takes you milliseconds to get the Faith of the girl that Sarah Williams, from the beginning of Labyrinth, when she was all floaty and romantic and wearing the flouncy shirts, would have absolutely wanted to share a library table with. She is a romantic at heart. And so, of course, the questions that she's asking the Ouija board all happen to be about who her soulmate is, who her true love is going to be. Now, I can't share the excitement or motivation because, to the surprise of no one, I was a late bloomer. But I do appreciate a girl who knows what she wants and stays on target. Slowly, the planchette begins to twitch in their hands as we watch it slowly trundle to D-A-M. Owen Bradley. Damon Bradley. And when she says his name, dramatically, a gust blows the candles out. We are then transported to a county fair. You know, one of those totally legit enterprises that sets up in the middle of the night in a Kmart parking lot. Come ride the Ferris wheel, kids. Built to complete safety code and OSHA standard regulations by our adorable crew of carnies, including Bearded Man and Scumbly Joe. Don't make eye contact with Scumbly Joe. You don't know what you're initiating. And at this county fair, Faith and her friends gather around a fortune teller's tent. Perhaps wisely wanting a second opinion, Faith asks the fortune teller the same question. What can you tell me about my future, about love? And as the fortune teller waves her hands over the fishbowl that is illuminated by a flashlight beneath it, woo, a name comes to her. Damon Bradley. We then fast forward to what looks like Marissa Tomei at about 27. But I'm going to be honest with you, she's looked about 27 for about 27 years. Maybe all this interest in Ouija boards and fortune tellers belies her secrets, or maybe she's just got a killer skin routine. Who knows? She seems lovely, so we're happy for her. And she's excitedly teaching her students about what else her favorite topic, love. Now we've caught up with Faith as an adult. She's 10 days away from her wedding. Her wedding to Dwayne. Dwayne the podiatrist. I'm sorry. Now, perhaps from our perspective, prophesied prodigal partner, try saying that 3 times fast, is fresh in our minds. But remember, we're looking at Faith literally 15 years after the events we just saw. So we have to assume that, like her Teen Beat magazine posters, put away her childish things. She meets for a little hen party with the same friends, Kate, who's gone on to marry Faith's brother, Larry. Hey, that rhymed. And we see that she's looking good too, because Bonnie Hunt is just one of those casually pretty girls, right? Quick survey. Compare these 2 pictures. One of these is from a film in 1994, the other's from a film filmed in 2000. Top and bottom, tell me which you think is which. That's right, these women just stay not aging. I'm starting to wonder if they're like Disney princess vampires. Don't steal it, that's my idea. So while Kate is cheering on her friend Faith, getting her ready for her big day, she answers the phone, and it's Larry! Considering how great Faith and Kate turned out, we should be excited to see what's happened for Larry.
What are you doing there?
I'm just hanging out with your sister and Leslie. What is it? You miss me?
Yeah, honey, my heart is breaking for you. Did you forget what night it is? The guys are coming over for poker.
Oh, I didn't know you wanted me to play, Larry. I'll rush right home.
Very funny. I want you to get home, make some sandwiches, and pick up some beer and pop on your way home.
Come on, this is my one night out. The kids are at Gus's. Give me a break.
Kate, I still got a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, well, I've been in class all day.
Class? What the hell is class? The guys are gonna be there. There's gonna be nothing to eat.
I'm a woman, Larry, not a menu.
Helen Reddy, huh? All of a sudden, you're Helen Reddy. I want you to get home. You're gonna embarrass me.
Well, you have to fend for yourself, because I'm not coming home, Larry.
Come on. Listen, it's been a rough sequence of these reviews. And what modicum of patience I generally have for this buffoonery is at an all-time low. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's feeling the temperature rising in the room. But listen, stay with me. It's gonna be okay, all right? Thankfully, this is C-plot at best. We're gonna shove Larry into the corner that he belongs in and keep it pushing. As Faith is trying on the world's most ghastly wedding dress, the phone rings. And when she picks it up, she's saddened to hear that one of the people that her betrothed, Dwayne, invited to their nuptials, is no longer going to be able to attend. And when she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, could you please provide your name so that I can make sure to let Dwayne know?" He says, because this is 1994. Phone reception was one of those tropes that they got a lot of juice out of in the writers' rooms. And when she asks him to spell it, in a call back to 5 minutes ago for us, but 15 years for her, D-A-M. Owen Bradley. It's Damon Bradley. Oh my gosh. What are the odds? The name that was foretold in the prophecies of a Milton Bradley board game and a parking lot carnival fortune teller. Now, some people might chalk that up to a strange coincidence. Some might be a little rattled, but then realize that they've got all this momentum. They've got their big wedding coming up. They've got family in town, and they call up their fiance and get that assurance that they need. Just write that down as one of those strange footnotes, those coincidences that just sort of happen sometimes. But that's not Faith's speed. Faith's speed is to take a taxi directly to the airport, because that's where Damon Bradley was calling from, the airport. And as she makes her mad dash with a confused and startled Kate behind her, she says,
"I just want to get a look at him, that's all."
Can I just take a look? There's someone I was supposed to meet. He's probably not there, but if I don't at least look, I'll always wonder about it.
I mean, there were only a couple of months between these two releases, so I can't say that they were copying so much as inspiration, like lightning, sometimes forks and strikes two places at the same time. The scene of Faith in full Bridezilla regalia dashing through the airport, only to be met by the world's least understanding airline crew. And when she throws herself before them, asking for mercy and clemency and just to see, just to look, just to satisfy this 15-year urge, they tell her, "Lady, this is New York."
Wait, you're not being fair!
Fair's it for tourists, kid.
But Faith is not to be outdone. She calls Kate and tells her, "Bring me a bag." And Kate says, "You've got 10 days until your wedding." And Faith says, "Exactly, I have 10 days. That gives me 9.5 days to track down Damon Bradley, look him in the eye. If he and I are meant to be, I know it will be like a cosmic Bluetooth link." Except I don't think she said that, because I don't think Bluetooth was around back then. But you get the drift. It would be an instantaneous connection. And remember, guys, in the 90s, that's romantic. In the 2020s, that's limerence. And actually, you should probably watch out for that. But again, like Calgon, we are allowing ourselves to be carried away by this frothy little movie. And God bless her, Kate actually makes up for so many of the rancid female protagonist best friends that we've been encountering in some of these rom-coms. The bitchy, backbitey ones whose friendship is almost a plot hole because they can barely make eye contact with the female protagonist, let alone sell a sisterly connection. But Kate shows up at the airport, and better yet, she brings her own luggage. And when Faith questions, well, what's going on with Larry? That's when Kate opens the door on the B plot. Kate thinks Larry has been stepping out on her. Which, can I just say, considering the scene we've seen of adult Larry, of husband version Larry so far, you're telling me he's a cheater too? Dump his ass, pick up the alimony, and go live your best life. What the hell are you even doing? But see, Kate's a traditionalist. She just wants a breather to sort of figure out her next steps. So Faith and Kate fly across the Atlantic to where Damon Bradley had been flying. Italy. Now what follows is what I would describe as a romantic comedy caper. Right? They're still super charming, but these two American girls are just knocking around in Italy trying to figure out where Damon is, and they just keep missing him. They miss him at the hotel that he was going to. They miss him at the next spot. They finally get a line on a place where he was having dinner, and she believes she sees his sleeve. She's just so in love with his sleeve. Oh my God. But again, they just keep missing him to the point where here's beautiful Marissa Tomei running through the streets, looking resplendent, by the way. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the fit? Like a subpoena, we've been served. And that's when she trips, and like another tale of romance we all know, she loses her shoe, only to be picked up by the man she bumped into. Tony Stark? Really young Tony Stark. My God, he's a child. He ends up chasing her down, at which point he is delighted to hear that she is an American. Although I have to admit, his Italian accent wasn't too bad. So he gives her the shoe back, and as any of us would be, he is immediately taken with Faith. Specifically, the manic gleam in her eye. She starts looking for maps, and Kate suggests, honey, I think maybe we need to think of some professional help. And Faith says, like a private detective? For anyone but me, your private eye. And Kate's like, whoever it is, they're gonna be investigating and uncovering something. Now, what happens next is introducing our first crime of this rom-com. Because again, remember when we started, 90s, 2000s rom-coms, and what romantic gestures in the 90s would be felonious today. Robert Downey Jr., desperate to hold on to Faith, seeing her ready to make another 200-yard dash away, grasping at straws, asks Faith, well, what even is this guy's name? And Faith begrudgingly says, it's Damon Bradley.
I'm Damon Bradley.
You're...
What?
Oh, admit it, you would have swooned too. Oh my God. What happens next? It's the cutest little montage and a little callback to Roman Holiday, which we enjoy. I'm not going to go quite that far back, but I will acknowledge that we do appreciate the classics around here. Top favorite, of course, being You Were Never Lovelier, because of the electric chemistry of Rita Hayworth, the only woman that her counterpart, Fred Astaire, could not critique her dancing. The girl danced like a live wire, and she deserved far better in this world than she got. And Faith is living. Look at that glow, that gleam. When girls say that they've entered their lover girl era, this is the exact energy and vibe and happiness that I wish for each and every one of you. Not for me. I am firmly a goofy girl, and I enjoy it quite a bit. And after they spend a few torrid moments of passion, PG-13 passion, don't you worry, Damon Bradley realizes he has to come clean. And he admits to Faith that he is not, in fact, Damon Bradley. He is Peter Wright. See what they did there? See what they did there? Mr. Wright. He was in front of us all along. Unfortunately, this is one of those signs that does not move Faith. And she gets super pissed, which, to be fair, had he allowed it to go any further than that, she consented to having relations with Damon Bradley, her soulmate. It doesn't matter how silly you think it is, or if you doubt the veracity of the providence of how she came by this information. Trust me, I have been given invaluable information by many a hirsute woman at a folding card table. She did not consent to doing the Pamchenko with Peter Wright. And like her podiatrist fiance, she gives the shoe salesman the boot. Not to be outdone, the next morning, Peter shows back up and says, you know what, he felt so bad that he asked around with his contacts and he's gotten a lead on the actual Damon Bradley. Damon Bradley is in Positano. Where's Positano? Don't ask me, I've never been. Anyway, so they make a trip down to Positano, and Faith finally meets Damon Bradley. You know, after the Titanic, I would just assume the guy would stay away from water. As with When Harry Met Sally, I do not pride myself on being extremely observant when it comes to like wigs and prosthetic hair pieces and whatnot, but as a child, I recall seeing this and asking my mom, what kind of hat is he wearing? That looks like he scraped it out of the pool drain and decided to wear it as a hat. All right. So Faith gets a date with Damon Bradley. And again, we get this stunning vision. You can think she's a little kooky and a little manic pixie dream girl before there really were manic pixie dream girls, but you have to admit, the woman can wear the hell out of a dress. Now, that's been A plot. Let's pop in on the B plot real quick. Kate has picked up an admirer. Now, while she is tempted, and while her marriage is in a very tenuous space, you all be no doubt thrilled to hear that she stays on the side of good and gently turns Lothario Giovanni down. And yes, we've all seen what she's been married to and putting up with for the last 15 years. Could we blame her? No. But you'll all be thrilled to know she does not end up cheating on Larry. She retains the moral high ground, and more to the point, she does not introduce the possibility of smegdual souvenirs brought back from an illicit affair to inflict against her partner. Faith and Damon Bradley, the second Damon Bradley, actual Damon Bradley, end up on a boat. And I think there's something to be said that her chemistry with Robert Downey Jr. crackling and fizzling like sparklers. Here is Damon Bradley, the actual man that has the actual name that she's actually been looking for 15 years. And there's just, no. You see her trying, right? Like she is trying to make it happen, but the sparklers just don't spark. And then he gets kind of handsy. Yeah, so there's no joke to be made here. If you're grabbing on a person and the person outright does not consent and you keep grabbing on them, congrats, you've done an assault. Enjoy prison. Doesn't get that far though, because coming in from the sidelines, we have Peter to the rescue. I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that dead hamster that's been clinging to his scalp, yeah, that was a toupee. That was a wig. That was never him. But the bad news is that Damon Bradley isn't Damon Bradley either. How many Damon Bradleys are there gonna be? This is the point where I started to wonder if the writers were doing something clever, a la a gender-bent Cinderella. I mean, check it out. You've got Faith going from guy to guy trying to find her true soulmate. Potential soulmate number 1, her fiance, Dwayne, is a podiatrist, a foot doctor. Potential soulmate number 2, Peter, is a shoe salesman. Potential soulmate number 3, Damon Bradley nightmare variant from Earth 649 alternate universe. Someone I would like to kick with my feet quite a bit. And a woman says, no, you stop touching her. I'm good now. So Peter apologizes, explaining that it was a plan to show her that everything else about him was right. Literally, he just didn't have the name. Faith is beside herself. She's crushed. And what's worse is this entire movie, we've seen her able to carry this burning flame of childhood belief. Belief in something bigger than yourself. Belief in destiny, destos, fate. The culmination of the gods having
that struck us and cut us right down dead center in half.
If we allow fate to take its hand, it will bring us back to our other half. Here you see defeat. You see that light start to fade. You see it flicker and start to sputter.
You didn't mean what you said, did you, about not believing in the stars and the moon? You?
I can't.
Not only did Peter lie about being Damon Bradley, not only did he very nearly pull off grapes by deception, but he also called up a friend, got him to play along as a Damon Bradley, and even worse, fish whatever that was from a rain-filled dumpster outside of Build-A-Bear, but also put Faith in a pretty scary situation where she was, in real life, non-simulatedly, touched against her will and without her consent. All to prove to her that he was the one for her. It's very easy to forgive somebody like Robert Downey Jr. because the man just oozes charisma. But Peter, isn't that an awful lot of lying for somebody that you think is your soulmate? Well, it's time for Faith to fly back. Remember, she only had 10 days before her wedding. So with her heart broken, she plans her return back to the United States. And of course, because fate is a fickle thing, she shows up at the airport at the exact same time as Peter, who's also flying home. Also heartbroken. From his perspective, he just met the love of his life. And because his parents decided to call him Peter and not Damon, he's just SOL. But as they're standing at the airport, fate has one more card to play.
Mr. Damon Bradley, please come to the information desk. Mr. Damon Bradley, please come to the information desk.
I mean, she's come this far. They've got to see who it is now. Hey, it's that guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Damon Bradley, number 3. The real one this time.
She's been looking for you her whole life, basically. See, she thinks that you two are meant to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only problem is, I guess, me, because I'm in love with her. I love her more than she'll ever know. But you're a lucky man. You got the right name.
He admits defeat and departs to leave her with her fate. And so takes one last look at the woman who has completely stolen his heart and had him acting quite the fool for the last few days, and leaves. And Faith looks at Damon and has the impossible task of trying to explain everything that I just explained to you guys, but in like 15 seconds to a stranger, right? Like, you guys actually chose to be here. Imagine being Damon Bradley and having this couple tap you on the shoulder, inform you that, oh, I'm so sorry, you are in fact the designated soulmate of this woman here, arrivederci. She just stands there trying to explain that she's not actually crazy and he's not fixing to wake up in a seedy motel minus a kidney. It's also that she sees him walk away. Faith feels something. The heart that surely shattered is beating. That flame is coming back. And what do you know? It was fate, because it's Damon Bradley who asks her,
do you love him?
I do.
And when she says yes, he is fate's avatar to tell her, well, go get him. I love a bookend in a movie. As with the beginning, sans giant cupcake wedding dress, Marissa Tomei is setting a land speed record running through this airport, and she makes it to the flight deck and explains to the Italian aircrew staff what's going on. And of course, all she had to say to the Italians was, amore. And they're like a NASCAR pit crew. They're swapping out her ticket, they're grabbing her stuff, they're escorting her onto the ramp. The pilots call back, why are we being told to hold? Oh, it's amore. Oh, why didn't you say so, amore? God, I love it. God, that's so cute. So Faith makes it onto the plane, her eyes scanning the seats. And that's the, oh, whoa. Oh yeah, the BC plot. So this happens. That's right. We get more Larry. Oh boy. And if you already didn't like this guy, just hold your horses. It's about to get just so much worse. Because this is when, as Kate's explanation unfolds the strange sequence of events, like a roadmap, that's when we get this bit from Larry.
You're Damon Bradley.
No. I mean off the Ouija board when we were kids. That Damon Bradley.
yes.
I made the whole thing up. I was pushing the arrow. I wanted to get to the next question.
What about the fortune teller? There's some fortune.
I slipped her $2. The whole thing was a joke.
That's right. Not only is this the kind of man to call his wife and demand that she come home and make food for his friends, not only is this the kind of man who so neglected his wife that she fully believed that he was stepping out on her, but that's right. He fully gaslit his baby sister into believing that she had a soulmate and then making sure that it really stuck for the longest running prank ever. And what was his motivation? He was bored by her question when it was her turn at the Ouija board, and also he's a malicious little shit. So in closing, Kate did not cheat on Larry. Yay! Larry did not cheat on Kate. Larry is in fact incredibly dismissive, entirely self-centered, and completely dismissive of the needs of everyone except himself. At the close of this movie, Kate and Larry are staying together. Is it a 90s 2000s movie? It is. It's from 1994. Is it a romantic movie? I mean, come on. Is it a comedy? Oh, assuredly it is. If only because the first time I watched this movie and this part happened and that dead rodent carpet scrap went flying, I think that's the loudest I've ever heard my mother guffaw in her entire life. She literally guffawed. Is it a romantic comedy? It is. Are some of the romantic gestures in this 90s 2000s rom-com exposed as criminal in the 2020s? Yeah, there are some, but all's mostly well by the end. I mean, sure, the whole Kate and Larry thing kind of leaves you feeling a little off, but every rose has to have its thorns, I suppose. And while he meant it as a cruel joke on his sister, perhaps it wasn't Larry using Faith's belief in fate, but fate using Larry to enact fate's plan for Faith. After all, if she hadn't been chasing Damon Bradley, she never would have ended up with her Mr. Right.